Oh, stop. Okay. Well,
There we go.
switch to, wait a minute.
Here we go. Let's begin with our warm-ups. You can hear the piano okay and my voice okay? Good morning, everyone. If I haven't greeted you by name. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. Yesterday, all of us directors got an email from Jonathan saying that Linda needed a sub to lead her rehearsal in Oak Park on a certain day, certain Tuesday, and it was going to be first come, first serve. So I responded right away that I could lead it, and then I got an email back saying that another guy beat me by 2 minutes. His email came in at 12:18 and mine came in at 12:20. Minga, minga, minga. I mean, I responded right away. As soon as I got the email, I had my phone in my hand. I responded right away. He still beat me. Minga, 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 minga. I was looking forward to meeting some of you Oak Park people face to face. Minga, 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 minga. Minga, 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 minga. I'm gonna be doing 2 or 3 of the Summer Rocks choir. So if you're involved in Summer Rocks, I'll hopefully get to meet you. Minga, 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 minga. Okay, nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. I started my day by shoveling snow for an hour. How did you start your day? Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. I hate shoveling snow. So I have to have this little conversation with myself Thank you, God, that I'm physically able to do this work. Thank you that I have a home with a driveway. Thank you that I'm, whatever. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Hey, what are the three vocal ranges for each of us? What are the three registers called? Anyone? Anyone?
Are you talking about chest, head, and mixed?
Correct.
Ah,
Chest voice, head voice, and mix. That's what we've got to work with. All of us have the same three categories. Chest voice is generally what we sing down low. Head voice is generally our highest, but then the mix is where they overlap. Most of us have no idea what to do with the mix. Most of us have no idea that we even had one. And if they don't overlap very much, then you don't have much of a mix to work with. So a lot of what we're trying to do here is to get the two registers to overlap, and the place where they overlap is a mixture of chest and head, and that's actually one of the most beautiful places to be, because you can go down low, you can go up high without having to change gears, because you're in this beautiful mixture of head and chest. But it's very difficult to accomplish. Most people spend their whole life trying to get the mix to work. Most of us sing our chest voice up too high, and then we have this feeling of, oh my goodness, I'm drowning, or I have to change gears. If you get to that point, that means you've sung your chest voice too high, because it shouldn't feel that way. You should be changing gears lower than you thought to have the mixture. Ella's voice was not all mixed. She just had a really broad area of mixed, but when she sings down low, it's definitely chest voice. Okay, so let's do this. Somebody's asking if I can give some examples. Okay, so here's my chest voice. 100% chest voice. Here's my falsetto or head voice. 100% head voice. And here's something that's a mixture. So it's three different areas. We all have it. It's just a matter of how developed is it and how big is the area where they cross over. Here we go. So one way to start getting into your mix is when you sing these high notes, just sing them as light and thin as you can, like this. There's hardly nothing there. That's actually a mix. So at the bottom of this exercise, I'm in 100% chest voice. And at the top of it, I'm in mix. The top note is not my falsetto, and it's not my 100% chest voice. It's something in the middle. So for years and years and years, I tried to sing my chest voice up too high. And a lot of us men can sort of yell out chest voice up to G or A flat for a while. And then somewhere in our 30s or 40s, our voice starts to say, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. And we run into trouble because we've been singing our chest voice up too high. So I always thought I just would sing my chest voice up as high as I could and then try to switch over. But my teachers are helping me realize I need to thin out and switch into a mix much, much sooner, so that when I get to the bridge where I used to run out of chest voice, I'm already in a mix. And I can now glide more comfortably through to some new high notes in a mixed voice. So all these exercises that we're doing are intended to develop this concept of a mix. Let's do this. NG, this is to open up the nasopharynx. Here's another concept just for you to think about when you're doing the laundry. All the bits and pieces of the vocal mechanism are connected, like with string. So when you pull on one string, it affects everything else, and then you pull on this string and it affects everything else. It's not like all the aspects of tongue, nasopharynx, flared nostrils, chest voice, they're all connected to each other, all the bits and pieces. So when the tongue is tense, a lot of times the nasopharynx is also closed. And when the nasopharynx is open, a lot of times the tongue relaxes. It's like two parts of the same puzzle. So what we're doing now is intended to open the nasopharynx, but it also often has the effect of helping the tongue to relax. I realize it's strange to say we're going to do a vocal exercise that doesn't involve your mouth. Feels strange to not really use your mouth very much, right? That's just showing us that there's this whole other part of our singing mechanism that we don't even know about. Marcia, I will respond to you maybe in an email, or we can talk on the phone. Now here's a variation of that. We're going to do ngung, 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 N-G-O-O-N-G. So we're starting with a nasopharynx kind of a thing, and then we open to a vowel, which is more like singing, and then we come back to the nasopharynx. So it's like this. And I can almost feel something opening and closing in my mouth when I do that. N-G-O-O-N-G. try something that we haven't tried before, and that is, I want you to sing your head voice down as low as you can, like lower than you've ever sung it before. So let's try this. I'll demonstrate. This is what it's going to sound like for the men. The women, it's going to sound different, but the point is to try to sing in your head voice. So here's me singing in my low head voice. That's my falsetto, but it's down really low where I would normally sing in my chest voice, because I'm trying to get my head voice to overlap as much as possible with my chest voice, so that then I have this huge area where I can mix. The top muscles have to come down and the bottom muscles have to come up, and then you get this big overlap, and that's where you have the joy of mixing. So here's what it sounds like for a man. For the women, you'll be up here. But try to sing it in your head voice if you can. It might not be pretty, but that doesn't matter. So if you can't find where your head voice is, try something like this. Sing up a scale until you feel your voice change. So for me, it would be like this. Okay, now I'm in my head voice. Now I know what that feels like, and then I try to stay there on the way back down. So for women, it might be up somewhere up here. Try this, women. Try to see if you can get into your head voice. Are you able to find your head voice? Anybody having trouble finding their head voice? So now the trick is sing your head voice down as low as you can. And it might go to this note one day, and then after a week of doing it, now it goes down to this note. And then after a week, you can sing down to this note. I didn't used to be able to sing my falsetto. I can actually sing it down lower. That's sort of where the edge is a C. So that means I've got more than an octave of head voice muscles to mix in with my chest voice if I choose to. Anyway, we'll kind of explore this concept. The more you can overlap your head voice down, it's going to help those muscles be able to be engaged when you want to sing in your mix. Boring, or perhaps not. Okay, let's sing a little bit. Let's start with something easy. Let's start with Already Home. That'll be kind of our first few minutes on the exercise bicycle of singing life. Let's start from the beginning. We'll use the tracks, and then I will stop and ask how you're doing, if there's any spots you're having trouble with. Let me see if I can get the volume right on this track. This is Already Home, full mix, all parts. Hopefully it's not too loud. Does it need to be louder? And one.
You think you are lost, but that's
1, 2, 3, 4. And
home is a place in your heart. Every journey leads you back to where you start. Close your eyes, it's very easy. You'll find that you're already home. We have to finish to begin. We have to lose before we win. And soon we'll see it isn't far from where we were to where we are.
2, 4. And
Home is a place in your heart. Every journey leads you back to where you start. Close your eyes, it's very easy. You'll find that you're already home is a place in your heart. Every journey leads you back to where you start. Close your eyes, it's very easy. You'll find that you're already home.
1, 2, 3, 4. And
Home is a place in your heart. Every journey leads you back to where you start. Close your eyes, it's very easy. You'll find that you're already home.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Yes, there's no place as good as home.
This is so. Just to clarify, altos at the end. I worked on this on Wednesday in person in Arlington Heights, but just I wasn't with all of you, obviously. Altos at the end, you have two choices. On the word good, the split is for the altos. On the word as, the split is for the sopranos. And then on the word home, there's 2 alto notes and 2 soprano notes. So the upper alto line, yes, there's no place as good as home. That's my head voice, by the way. Home. 100% head voice. The lower alto part, yes, there's no place as good as home. The lower soprano, yes, there's no place as good as home, as good as home. And the upper soprano, yes, there's no place as good. Okay. How are we doing on this piece? Do you feel like you're getting all the notes and you're ready to move on? Are there sections you want to rehearse? Speak up and let me know, and we can hit any measures you want to hit. Otherwise, we can move on. How many people are on this call today? 30 people. Fantastic. I wish I could make you all a cup of coffee from the amazing Fresh Ground Roasting where I get my coffee. My brother-in-law owns a roaster in St. Charles area. And so every 2 weeks we get a box of fresh ground coffee from all over the world. It's never more than 2 weeks old. And we grind it right before we brew it. Somebody gave us a real expensive grinder. And man, oh man, oh man, it is some good coffee. I wish to share it with all of you. Okay, somebody's asking the last part for altos. You want us to go over the last part, Jane? Okay. Are you singing the lower or the upper alto? Upper? So the upper alto is this, Jane. Yes, there's no place as good as home. Yes, there's no place as good as home. Now, here's the other thing, Jane and everybody else. It doesn't really matter what you sing. As long as you're singing one of those notes, you can jump around however you want to. It doesn't really matter. So if all those notes are comfortable, except for the last one, you could just stay on the same A flat. Yes, there's no place as good as home. Doesn't matter, it's in the chord. Okay? Any other questions about this song, or shall we move on? I don't want to rush you if you've got questions. Okay, let's move on, because that's the easiest one, but that's sometimes kind of a nice one to start with because it's not terribly taxing vocally. Okay? Let's work on Rise Shine for a little bit, please. On the last page, there are some changes that aren't written. We've been over them before, but I'll go over them again. So the highest part that's on the recording is what is written as the second highest part on the soprano. Now, if you're able to sing all those high notes, go for it. I don't want to stop anybody from doing that, but here's what's on the recording as the highest soprano part. Rise and sorry, it's this. Rise and shine. We're not doing the high B flat. But again, if you've got the high B flat, that's great. Rise and shine. And then the second soprano is this. Rise and shine. What's written as the lowest soprano part then becomes the highest alto part. Rise and shine. The chords underneath are this. Rise. Okay, so first soprano is this. Sorry. Second soprano is this. Rise and shine. First alto is this. Rise and shine. And then the lower alto would be this. Rise and shine. That's what's written as the alto now. The tenor is this. Rise and shine. And the bass is this. Rise and shine. So here's the bass. Here's the tenor. Here's the alto. Here's the alto 1. Here's the second soprano. Here's the first soprano. Here we go. Let's sing just the ending. Ready, go. Again. Ready, go. So go back 2 measures. Bottom of 10, basses. 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine. Is anybody singing the baritone? Anybody in this group today singing the baritone? Or everybody just doing bass or tenor? Okay, here comes the tenor. Bottom of 10, 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine. So bass and tenor together. Bass, tenor, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's go to the top of 10. Let me hear the altos, top of 10. This is at the second ending, measure 47. My Lord says, here we go, altos. A 1, 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. 2, 3, 4, off. 2, 3, 4. Rise. 3, 4. So again, if you're the upper alto, you're doing rise and shine. That's my mix. I'm going to be identifying my registers throughout the rehearsal. Altos, one more time. Top of 10, a 1, 2, top of 10. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Feel like you're getting that, altos? Anybody having trouble with that? Okay, sopranos. Let's do the lower soprano part, top of 10. The lower soprano part, top of 10. Here's all the other notes in case you want to sing along. Bass, tenor, alto, second soprano, first soprano. Top of 10, 2, ready, go. Says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Second soprano. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. How many of you are singing second soprano? You feel like you're getting those notes just fine? Okay, here's first soprano. Here's the bass, tenor, alto, second soprano, first soprano. A 1, 2, ready, go. Two, 3, 4. First soprano. One more time, everybody. Bass, tenor, alto, second soprano, first soprano. 1, 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine. That's a mix. I'm singing in a mix. Okay, question here. Could you go over the second measure, 47 through the second soprano, maybe 47 through 50? Yes, here's the second soprano. 2, ready. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. One more time, seconds. 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Did that help? A little bit? Okay. Basses, let me hear you please. Top of 10, 2, ready. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise. The bass has quite a few big jumps. Let's go a little bit slower. Bass is top of 10, just a tad slower. 1, 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming. Rise and shine, rise and shine. And you know the rest. Okay, let's add the tenors. Everybody feel free to sing along. Bass, tenor, alto, second soprano, first soprano. 2, ready, and the tenors. My Lord says he's coming by and by. My Lord says he's coming. Rise and shine, rise and shine. One more time. Bass, tenor, alto, second soprano, first soprano. 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by. My Lord says he's coming. Rise and shine, rise and shine. Okay, let's go back a section. How we doing on those 2 pages? You feel like we're kind of getting a hold of it? Actually, yeah, so let's go bottom of 8. We're going to work our way into a section that Anne requested that probably everybody needs as well. Here's bottom of 8, basses. Be aware that there's a repeat sign there, so we're coming back to this measure. Who's buzzing me here? Okay. Bottom of 8, basses. 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine. Yes, turn the page. That would be the second ending, but we'll go back. Basses, I'm guessing you're getting that, right? Because it's mostly up and down the scale and sort of a predictable type of bass line. Here's the tenors. Feel free to sing along though. Here's bass, tenor, alto, soprano. We'll focus on the tenors for a minute. 1, 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, oh, rise and shine, rise and shine. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. So that was the second ending, the second time. How are we doing on this part, tenors? It's sort of a normal kind of predictable tenor part, but any tenors needing that section again? I'm getting the thumbs up from Helen. I like getting the thumbs up from Helen. Okay, altos. This is a cool part you get. I think we've talked about this before. You're kind of like the snare drum. Bat, 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 bat. That's where the snare would hit on 2 and 4, and also the people who know where to clap on 2 and 4. Here comes the alto. So here's the bass, tenor, alto, soprano. We'll focus on the altos for a minute. 1, 2, ready, go. Rise, shine, rise, shine, rise, shine. Light is a coming, oh, rise, shine, rise, shine. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Repeat. 1, rise, 3, shine, rise, shine, rise. my Lord says he's coming by and by. One more time, altos. 1, 2, bottom of 8, here we go. Rise, shine, rise, shine, rise, shine, ladies are coming home. Rise, shine, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Repeat. How you doing, altos? You getting it? Altos are generally a little bit smarter than the rest of us. I don't know if you guys knew that. Because they sing, those of you who've been singing alto a long time, you've been singing harmony since you were a little kid. So you kind of get smart doing that. That's why I'm applying to be an alto. So far, my application keeps getting rejected on account of other factors. Okay, sopranos. All the sopranos are going to be singing the lower part the first time, and then some of you are going to jump off and sing the higher part the second time. So let's do the lower part first, sopranos. Here's the bass note, tenor, alto, soprano. Focusing on soprano. 2, ready. Rise, shine, for the light is a-coming. Rise and shine, for the light is a-coming. Oh, rise, shine, for the light is a-coming. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Repeat. Rise, shine, for the light is a-coming. So on the repeat, those of you that prefer to, stay on the bottom part, which is the melody. You've already sung it quite a few times by this point in the song. Those of you that want to do the higher part, anybody want to do the higher part? Okay, let's go over that. Here we go. Now sing along with it if you want to. Here's the bass, tenor, alto, soprano, and I'm focusing on the higher soprano part. 1, 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, all rise, rise, rise and shine, rise and shine. Turn the page. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Okay, one more time. Here's the bass. I'm doing that in my mix, which allows me to not have to work so hard or strain so much because I'm not carrying all the weight of my chest voice, which is like a bag of boulders up there for me. If I tried to sing those notes in my chest voice, I could do it 1 or 2 times, and then I would hurt myself. When I was young, I could do it over and over again. It wasn't healthy, but my voice could tolerate the abuse. And now at age 55, my voice is like, nope, will not allow. So I have to do it. I have to sing it correctly. Otherwise, my voice won't cooperate with me. Okay, bass, tenor, alto, soprano. This is the second time through. 1, 2, ready, go. Rise and shine, all rise, rise, rise and shine, rise and shine. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. And then we're on the last page. Okay, how are we doing on that section, everybody? On your own part, are you feeling pretty comfortable? You feel like you kind of know what to do? Any questions before we go back a section? You guys are very patient and long-suffering. You hang in there while we're learning this stuff. I appreciate.
Susan Beach has a question.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see you, Susan. Tell me your question.
Susan, unmute.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering if we could just run that soprano part again for the second soprano.
Oh yeah, you bet. You bet. At bottom of 8. Yeah, here we go. Second sopranos, bottom of 8. Oh, 1. Here's all the notes just in case you want to sing along. 1, 2, ready, go. Rise, shine, for the light is a-comin'. Rise and shine, for the light is a-comin'. Oh, rise, shine, for the light is a-comin'. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Repeat. Rise, shine, for the light is a-comin'. Rise and shine, for the light is a-comin'. Oh, rise, shine, for the light is a-comin'. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Did that kind of help, Susan? Sorry, I didn't see your hand raised. You guys are on 2 screens from me, so if I'm on the wrong screen, I don't see everybody. Okay, let's go back now to the previous section. Let's do top of 6. Actually, before we do that, let's do bottom of 7 into top of 8, starting with the basses. Let me change that again. The logical place to start is top of 7, measure the third measure. That's measure 31. Let me mark that. So when I write my arrangements, I put rehearsal marks in the logical places like this. Can you see where I wrote 31? Because that's a place where you would want to start in a rehearsal. But not all publishers do that, and it kind of drives me bonkers because you look at the page and it's not always obvious where the beginning of the section is, but I like to put them, can you see 31 in a box like that? That way, when you glance at the page, you're like, oh, 31, that's the beginning of a section. That's a logical place to start. Basses, let's start there. We'll start everybody there. So here's the bass, tenor, alto, soprano, but we're focusing on the bass for a minute. 1, 2, ready, go. Ooh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, Lord. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine. And then we're kind of into familiar territory. Let's go back, basses. A little bit slower. 1, 2, top of 7. Ooh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, Lord. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine, rise and shine. How you doing on that part, basses? Getting it? Okay. Let's focus on the tenors now. Here's the bass note. Tenor, alto, soprano. Measure 31 in the special box. 1, 2, 3. I intend to shout and never stop. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that. Now, here's a part that gets written in. Mountain top. That's what's actually written as the first soprano, but Jonathan wants to assign that to the tenors. So I wrote it in like this. Can you see how I wrote it in? I put it on the tenor line. Now, it's the same notes as the first soprano, but because almost all of our tenors are ladies, that's not even a high note for them. If you are a first soprano and you're able to sing that highest part, by all means do it. Some of you might prefer to sing the second soprano. We'll go over that in just a second. But that's Jonathan's editorial addition. So tenors, you're going to do this. Until I reach that mountain top. Head voice. Makes it easy. Who does that affect? That affects Helen. Who else is singing tenor today? Okay. So tenors, let's do your part again. I'll give all the notes, but we'll focus on the tenor. Here's the bass. Tenors, we're going to do this. I intend to shout. Bass, tenor, alto, soprano. 1, 2, 3. I intend to shout and never stop. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. That's kind of tricky. Mountain top. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. One more time. Top of 7, 2, ready. I intend to shout and never stop. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. How you doing on that, tenors? That's kind of a fun line, right? My favorite part is this. Nice tritone, everybody's favorite interval to sing. Okay, altos. Here's the bass. Tenor, alto, soprano. 2, ready, go. Ooh, my Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, rise, shine. Is it too late to apply for bass membership? Somebody's asking. Nope, never too late. There's just a waiting list. You'll hear back in 4 to 6 weeks. Did I tell you we got passports for my girls? Because we're going to Sweden in the summer. So there's a choir that wants me to work with them, and I went there a couple of times before the pandemic, like 3 years ago. And now they want me to come back, but they want the whole family to come. So my girls have never been out of the country, and we didn't have passports for them. So we had to do my wife had to fill out 1 million papers, and then we had to go to the post office in person and show our faces. And then the guy stamped them, and then, 4 weeks later, we got their passports in the mail with, no immigration stamps in it, completely unused. Mine has 1 million, Hong Kong and the Philippines, whatever. Theirs have nothing in them yet. So they're excited to go to Sweden for the first time. I'm trying to prepare them for the flight. They're excited for the flight. And I said, it's fun for about an hour. Of course, they'll be able to curl up and go to sleep, and their dad will be like this the whole time. I can't sleep on a plane. Okay, altos, one more time. Here's the bass, tenor, alto, soprano. 1, 2, ready, go. Ooh, coming by and by until I reach that mountaintop. I always want to say promised land, but it's mountaintop. Mountaintop. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, rise, shine, rise, shine. Light is a coming. Oh, rise, shine, rise, shine. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Repeat. Rise, shine. What a cool part. My daughters are 14 and just turned 11. Okay, sopranos. Here's the bass. Tenor, alto, soprano. 1, 2, soprano, and ooh. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountaintop. Okay, so here's where the sopranos divide. Until I reach that mountaintop. That's the lower soprano. That mountaintop. Okay. If you prefer to sing the upper, until I reach that mountaintop. That's the upper. You'll be singing in octaves with the tenors. Okay, let's do that line and keep going. 1, 2, 3. Until I reach that mountaintop. And 1. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, for the light is a coming. That's the part you know already. Let's do this again, sopranos. With everybody, though. Somebody's asking what city we'll be in. We'll be in Stockholm for about 4 days. And then we'll be in a small town that's about a 2-hour flight north called Umeå. And that's where the choir festival is. There's all these amazing state-sponsored choirs in Sweden. There's hundreds of them. So like people who work at a hospital will have a choir that meets, that's the hospital staff. And people who work at a factory, they have a choir, and it's all the factory workers. There's literally hundreds of choirs. I think they pay a small tuition to be in, but then it's partly sponsored by the government because they want everybody to be in a choir. Top of 7, measure 31, bass, tenor, alto, soprano. Focusing on the soprano. 1, 2, ready, go. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountaintop. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, for the light is a coming. Good. Let's do some of this with the track. So you don't have to just keep listening to piano and a single voice doing it. Let me go back a folder here. Rise, shine. Here is here's the bass. My Lord is coming by and by. Ooh, my Lord, rise and shine. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. I'm still trying to find it. Sorry. There it is. Here it comes. He's coming, rise and shine. Top of 6. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Bottom of 6. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Top of 7. Yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Ooh. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, Lord. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine, rise and shine. How'd you do, basses? Are you getting it? think our basses are pretty experienced singers. They seem to get their parts quickly. Okay, tenors, can I hear you in the same spot, please? I'm going to start at the bottom of 6 to give you a little bit of runway, okay? 140 something. Here comes tenors.
Rise and shine, yes, my Lord says
Here we go.
he's coming by and by. I intend to shout and never stop. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine.
One more time, tenors. This is kind of a tricky little spot in here. I think we're going to get it, but it all goes by pretty quick. Here comes tenors.
Lord says he's coming by and by. I intend to shout and never stop. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. Oh, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
Good. Altos, same spot, please. You doing okay, tenors? Did you get it? Here comes the alto. A little bit before that spot.
Rise and shine, yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, rise, shine, rise, shine, ladies are coming on.
One more time, altos. I love watching you guys sing along, even though I can't hear you. I like to see your heads and bodies moving. It means you're kind of into it.
Rise and shine, yes, my Lord says he's coming by and by. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Oh, rise, shine, rise, shine, rise, shine, ladies are coming on.
Good. Look what Helen's using. Helen, show us your pitch pipe. Helen's using that to give herself her note. Each time I rehearse something, I see her blowing her own note. I have a pitch pipe that I use for rehearsing a cappella groups, but that's just something. Yeah, and then look, somebody else has a keyboard app on their phone. That's Barbara Wiener who has that. That's a useful thing. Yeah, there's lots of things you can get to give yourself your note in case I forget. Teal's got a keyboard app on her phone. Okay, sopranos. This let me do the second soprano first. Everybody sing along as best you can. This is rolling into that tricky spot at top of 7. Here comes seconds.
He's a coming, my Lord says he's coming by and by. My Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise, shine, for the light is a coming. Rise and shine, for the light is a coming. Rise, shine, for the light is a coming. My Lord says he's coming by and by.
I forgot to do this, but it's instead of the light, it's da light. Like D-U-H, rise, shine, for da light is a coming. My phone's buzzing in my pocket. Who's that? Scam likely, Chicago, Illinois. Therefore, I shall not answer. Here we go. First soprano, same spot, and then we'll move on to another song. How about that? First soprano, same spot.
The light is a-coming, my Lord says he's coming by and by. Ooh, my Lord says he's coming by and by until I reach that mountain top. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Ooh, rise, shine, for the light is a-coming. Rise and shine, for the light is a-coming. Rise, shine, for the light is a-coming. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Rise and shine, rise, rise and shine. Rise and shine. My Lord says he's coming by and by. Yes, rises, he's coming by and by.
Good, let's move on. I know it's not all fixed, but we are in process. Okay, happy together. We'll kind of mix up the levels of difficulty here and not grind it out too much. Basses from the beginning. Here we go, basses.
This is Happy Together, bass rehearsal track. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Da 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 I can't see me loving nobody but you. Da 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 da. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue. Da 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 da.
How you doing, basses? Everything fine so far? Do we need to hit that? That's
Too
about
many dots.
Yeah, it is a lot of dots. It sort of makes sense though, the chord progression, right? It's kind of that over and over again. Me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right. So the bass line is following that. That's how I make sense of the bass line is kind of hearing the chords go by like that. Would it help to go over it slower? Or just work on it on your own? I don't want to belabor it if you'd rather.
Yeah, I'll just work on it on my own. It's just it's hard to count.
Yeah. Is it easier with the melody in as a reference?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go, tenors. Maybe the same is true for the tenors and all the parts that aren't the melody. Here comes a tenor.
This is Happy Together, tenor rehearsal track. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Da 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 da. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Da 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 da. So happy together. together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. Da, da, da. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life.
How you doing, tenors? You have the privilege of having the melody for a big chunk of that. How are you doing on the non-melody sections? You feel like you're getting it? I think the parts, they feel sort of intuitive to me. You want to go over it again, Alan, or you want to work on your own? Okay. Altos, let's hear you, please.
This is
So in case the others of you want to sing along, here's the bass note. Here's the tenor. Here's the alto. Here's the soprano. But we're kind of focusing on the alto.
Be together. Alto 2, rehearsal track. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Da da da, da da da, da da da, da da da, I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life.
How you doing, altos? You want it again, or are you getting it? I sort of feel like you're getting, anybody want it again? Okay, sopranos, here we go. Kind of fun to have a mixture of difficult pieces and easier pieces. Otherwise, my brain, which when you take an x-ray of my brain, by the way, it's actually the size and shape of an acorn. Here we go, sopranos.
Happy together, soprano rehearsal track. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind, imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life.
How you doing, sopranos? Sopranos are not as used to not singing the melody. I mean, those of you that have sung a variety of choral music, you are, but a lot of times the melody gets assigned to the soprano. So sometimes singing an instrumental sort of backup part like that is tricky for sopranos if they're not used to it. Any spots you want to rehearse, sopranos? I did have a request from an alto to go over page 4. But any spots, sopranos? Altos. Altos, let's go from 5, please. That's top of 3. Here we go, altos. Top of 5, top of 3, measure 5. 1, 2, ready, go. Dot, 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 dot. Now you might want it to go here. Dot, 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 but it doesn't. So it sort of starts a pattern and then it doesn't. Dot, 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 dot. Now it goes back up. Dot, 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 dot. Are you getting that, altos? Let's try everybody from the beginning with the track. So I'll give you your notes. Basses, you have this. Tenors, you have this. Alto, soprano. So the beginning sounds like this. Here we go from the beginning. See how you do on your own.
This is Happy Together, full mix, all parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together.
If I should call you up and ask a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind, imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together.
So happy together.
I can see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me.
It's kind of hard to be sad singing this song. Even though it's in a minor key, it has such a happy feeling to it. How are you doing? Are you holding on to your own part okay? Let me let you in on a little secret. If you sing a wrong note somewhere, it doesn't matter. No one shall be injured, especially if the note you're singing is in the chord anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you sing a wrong note, but it's in the chord, it's okay. Someone's asking if we're going to be doing it a cappella or with accompaniment. I guess it depends on how ready we are. I think the goal is to do it a cappella, but if we get to concert time and we're struggling, then we'll probably do it with some kind of an accompaniment. So I think that we're good enough to do it a cappella. It's just kind of a matter of how prepared we feel. Okay, let's spend our last 10 minutes, please, on Lux Eterna. Basses and tenors at the beginning. 3, 4. Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine, et lux perpetua lucea eis. Now, the rehearsal track has a slightly different interpretation where it kind of slows down on certain notes and keeps going. For now, let's ignore that because that's kind of a layer of complication. Let's just learn the notes and the text, and then we'll add in those things in a minute here. Basses and tenors. Sopranos and altos, feel free to sing along so you're not just sitting there. We can all learn it together. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine, et lux perpetua lucea eis. So this is intended to sound like Gregorian chant. It's very monastic sounding. And we want it to be as smooth as possible. Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine, et lux perpetua lucea eis. Just smooth and like taffy. And that last note is going to hold for about 3 years. See how long it is? It's 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. So you might need to stagger breathing, go out and come back in. One more time and we'll keep going. Everybody sing it just for now. Ready, go. Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine, et lux perpetua luceat eis. Hold it. Hold it. Here come the sopranos and altos. Lux eterna, lux eterna, luceat eis. Lux eterna, lux eterna, dona eis. Requiem. Bass is coming up. Requiem. Tenors and altos. 2, 3, bass. Requiem. Lux. Stop right there. Basses, let me hear you please. Top of 5. Requiem. Third measure, top of 5. Basses. 1, 2, ready, go. Requiem. Requiem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lux eterna, lux eterna, luceat eis. Lux eterna, lux eterna, dona eis. Requiem. Off. One more time, basses. Feel free to sing along on your own part if you're able to grab the notes. Right now we're focusing on the basses. Top of 5 basses. Ready and Requiem. Requiem. Lux eterna, lux eterna, luceat eis. Lux eterna, lux eterna, dona eis. Requiem. Tenors. So the tenors and altos, we have this little answer line the basses have. And we go, Lux, Requiem, Lux, Lux, eterna, luceat eis Domine. Once again, here's the bass, tenor, ready, and Requiem, Lux, Requiem, Lux, Lux, eterna, luceat eis Domine. Alto. Here's the bass again. And the alto and tenor are together a couple of times. 2, ready, and Requiem, alto, Lux, 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 again. Here's the bass, and here's the tenor and alto. 2, 3, 4. Requiem, lux, lux, soprano. Here's the bass. Here's the alto and tenor. And then 4 bars later, the sopranos come in with the melody. Here we go. Top of 5, third measure. 2 basses and requiem, alto and tenor. 2, 3, bass, alto and tenor. 2, 3, and lux eterna, lux eterna, lucea Teis, lux eterna, lux eterna, dona eis requiem. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful piece of music. It's going to be so great when we're all singing together. All however many of us in the room together. Hey, our time's up. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there. Kind of an intense hour and a half.
Great rehearsal, Paul. Thank you.
It's good.
Very good, Paul.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So glad to see your faces and so glad to make music with you, even though it's weird.
Play us out. Play us out.
Oh, I'm working on the theme from Sabrina.
Work on it some more. It's
A
beautiful.
little bit of a handful. And so on.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Paul.
Great to
That
see
was
you all. Thank you
good
so
to
much for
Thank
coming.
you. You are a treasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
Have a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Suzanne. When are you leaving? Suzanne, when are you leaving?